How's it going, guys? My name's Honcho and welcome to another squad video. In this video, I'm going to show you some of the most important tips to know as a new player or as an experienced player looking to help newer squaddies. As we all know, Squad is a 50 vs 50 milsim FPS based game that is heavily dependent on teamwork to defeat the enemy team. But all too often a game can be lost because half the team just simply doesn't know what to do, and newer players can become frustrated as the game can be somewhat overwhelming and confusing. So I'm here to try and help point people in the right direction, be it directly to yourself who is a newer player or to the experienced players who have a few new friends looking to get into Squad and you're just looking for ways to help them along. So the whole point in this video is to give you all a better idea of what to do in game, so you end up being able to not only have an enjoyable experience for yourself but for the team on the whole. But before we dive into it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more squad guides, gameplay and updates, especially as the 4.0 patch notes should be out on Tuesday. Right, enough of that, let's crack on. We will start with the very basics when you first load up Squad. Firstly, you want to make sure your microphone is enabled and the correct one is selected. Communication in Squad is the most important aspect of this game. If you are having problems with your microphone, I have a small YouTube short linked here that will help you solve any issues. Whilst in the settings, it's also a good idea to lower the default sensitivity to a setting that you're more comfortable and accustomed with, as the way it's set in Squad, you jitter around like someone who's done 5 too many lines of cocaine. It's also worth having a quick flick through the basic controls too. Changing sprint or aim to hold rather than toggle is a common one. Squad comes with a fantastic tutorial that really does give you a quick insight to what things are like within the game and takes you through the basic controls. It takes around 15 minutes and I wholeheartedly recommend you do this. When it comes to looking for a server, it is a good idea to look for one that is a bit more community based and new player friendly. The Potato Fields is a great example of this. It has a wide range of players of all different skill sets, but because it is a new player friendly server, there's a lot of people within the community that are happy to help newer and less experienced players, both within the game and through Discord. Don't get me wrong, there's still plenty of sweats and tryhards in there, but everyone on the whole is a lot more forthcoming towards newer players. Don't forget, you can also favourite any server you enjoy playing on, but it's worth keeping a note of this as every major update seems to reset your favourite list. Once you have joined a server, be sure to join a squad and don't be afraid to ask, hey, I'm new to Squad, where do you want me and is there a specific kit you want me to take? This is a great icebreaker, as cheesy as that sounds, but it lets your SL and squad know that you are new and will mean they should be a lot more helpful and guide you through any situations. Now, a good kit to take as a new player to learn the game is generally the Rifleman, but if you click on the symbol, you will get 3 options for this kit: iron sight, hollow sight and a ranged optic. Now, I don't care what anyone says, it's always best to pick the ranged optic because it gives you the best chance of seeing what you're shooting at and what's shooting you. Don't forget, these maps are huge in comparison to many other games. They make Tarkov maps feel like CSGO. Now, there are a few other kits you can run very easily as a new player. Medic and Automatic Rifleman are a good example, as they are a simple role to fill, but it is a good idea to pick one and stick with it. It's also a good idea to familiarise yourself with what your kit contains, as they all serve a purpose. Even as a rifleman, I have lost count how many times I have asked a rifleman for an ammo bag only to have the other player vacantly staring back at me with that modem loading symbol above their head thinking, what the hell is this guy on about? To see what is in your kit, either scroll the mouse wheel up and down or press a number 1 through 6. This will take you through your sidearm, combat knife, bandages, smokes, kit specialty and shovel, just to name a few. I'll quickly add here, you can change the fire mode of your weapon by clicking the middle mouse wheel or by pressing 1. So, you have your server, squad and kit. It's time to spawn in. Don't be afraid to ask your SL what the plan is or what's going on, because without doing so, you will just end up wandering around aimlessly and you will start your treacherous path towards becoming the stereotypical marksman player. If you are unfortunate to have an SL that doesn't talk, there's two really easy options to do. Look on the map and see where the objectives are. 90% of the games are advanced and secure, be it standard or random. So pretty much at all times there will be an attacking location and a defending location. Look between the two and see which area your squad is at, or which area you think needs help. There are other game modes in squad such as invasion and destruction. I'll have a video linked at the end that talks you through each and every game mode currently in squad. Now, a good tip I will give to try and help tell friend apart from foe is you want to look for some distinguishable features between your team and the opposing team. This is something that will really start to come over time, but the earlier you start trying to notice these things, the easier it gets. The first feature I look for is helmets. All factions' helmets are unique from each other, and they have a slightly different profile or defining feature. For example, Great Britain always has what looks like a bush on their helmets, and they're massive, whilst MEA has a smooth domed helmet which flares out at the bottom. The next feature to try and recognise is the weaponry. You know, an M16 being held by USMC is a completely different tool to the AK series that the Russians use, and as you start to get into the game, you really do start to notice this. It's the little details like this that if you try and make a subconscious effort to learn will really help your experience on the battlefield, especially in close quarters where every second counts. Now, while we're talking about close quarters, Squad's movement system is very different to other FPS games out there. Your character really feels the weight of their kit, and the inertia system really pays dividends to it. You have your usual prone, crouch, and leaning stances, and you can vault over many different heights of obstacles. Now, all of this, including sprinting, has an effect on your stamina bar, and that bar has an effect on a lot of things like recoil control, sprint speed, and weapon stabilization. Always try to keep your stamina bar as full as you can. The quickest method to refill it is to simply be stationary and crouched. Yes, it does recharge faster whilst you're prone, but when you add in the going prone and standing up animation, it is in fact slower. Also, crawling will not regain stamina and will in fact use it up. Being suppressed has a huge effect on your weapon handling, with a soft type of aim punch added in on top of your screen darkening to help simulate the stress and need to find cover. It will take a good few seconds to regain composure before you start handling your weapon normally again. But if you are in a crossfire, a good tactic I like to do is to what I call point or hip fire back at the enemy in that general direction. You're not looking for perfect accuracy. All you're trying to do is suppress the guy shooting at you so they also have to duck into cover, allowing you to do the same. Oh, and remember, because the reload animations are, well, they're painfully slow at the best of times, it's always faster to switch to your sidearm when you are in a pinch. And finally, use your map. Either press M to bring it up or caps locks. Your map can hold so much more information than just objective locations and pretty pictures. Enemy infantry, armor and spawn points are routinely placed and updated, but other things such as where the enemy is pushing from, what friendly kits are around you, and in some cases, commander airstrikes. So for a good example here, if you are running as a rifleman and you notice there's an enemy ABC marker near you, and you also see someone with a heavy AT kit running in that direction, go and follow that dude, throw your ammo bag down for him when he inevitably misses his shot, because he turns out he's just as new as you and he's also got no idea what he's doing. But in all seriousness, if you shout up that you have ammo for them, you've probably just made a new best friend. All in all, Squad is a very simple game, but it's very in-depth as well. You can't learn it all within 5 minutes, and no two games are ever the same. This isn't a game you can master in 5 minutes. Hell, I've got over 1900 hours invested in this and I'm still learning things on a regular basis. Now I know I've probably glossed over a lot of issues, but I've tried to keep this as simple as I can just to get you guys pointed in the right direction. Those of you who are experienced, please feel free to share any more tips in the comment section down below, because they have been helping out a lot of people really, and I also truly appreciate everyone's feedback that they've been putting in there. Anyway, I hope this video serves you well. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next video.